Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Anuja Kumar, and with me is Sarabjit Kaur with the Midday News. The headlines. Implementation of NEP 2020 helps in achieving objectives of access, equity, inclusivity and quality in education, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi. President Ramnath Kovind says Indian Institute of Management, Nagpur will work as a business incubator to realize dream of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Inaugurates expanded campus of IIM this morning. Government says the NEET PG 2022 has not been postponed and to be held as scheduled on 21st of May. Centre defends sedition law and requests Supreme Court to reject pleas challenging it. Portals of Badrinath Dham open for devotees this morning amid chanting of Vedic mantras. India Meteorological Department predicts heavy rainfall at isolated places over coastal Odisha and Andhra Pradesh from Tuesday under the influence of cyclone Asani. In tennis, Carlos Alcaraz shocks world number 1 Novak Djokovic to reach Madrid Open final. In badminton, PV Sindhu, Lakshya Sen and Kidambi Shrikant to lead country's challenge at Thomas and Uber Cup starting today in Bangkok, Thailand. And in IPL cricket today, Sunrisers Hyderabad to take on Royal Challengers Bangalore at 3:30 p.m. at Mumbai, while Delhi Capitals clash with Chennai Super Kings at 7:30 p.m. at Navi Mumbai. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi observed that the implementation of NEP 2020 in the 2 years since its launch has seen many initiatives being unrolled to achieve the objectives of access, equity, inclusivity and quality. He also stressed the need to develop a hybrid system of online and offline learning to avoid overexposure of technology of school-going children. The Prime Minister reviewed the implementation of the National Education Policy NEP 2020 yesterday, where he was apprised of the progress of formulation of National Curriculum Framework. The Prime Minister also suggested that secondary schools with science labs should engage with farmers in their area for soil testing to create awareness about soil health. During the meeting in New Delhi, it was suggested that the databases maintained by Anganwadi centres should be seamlessly integrated with the school databases. Regular health checkups and screening for children in schools should be carried out with the help of technology. In order to create new possibilities for lifelong learning and centrally involving critical and interdisciplinary thinking in learners, the UGC has published guidelines according to which students can pursue 2 academic programs simultaneously. During the meeting, it was said that stress is being laid to multilinguality in education and testing to ensure that lack of knowledge of English does not impede the educational attainment of any student. With this objective, states are publishing bilingual and trilingual textbooks at foundational level, and the content on Diksha platform has been made available in 33 Indian languages. Talking to AIR News, educationist Sant Chaudhary said that the new education policy aims to strengthen the youth of the country.
It's a great opportunity to convey that our Honorable Prime Minister has Samikshatmak Baithak with Honorable Education Minister, UGC Chairman, NCTR Chairman and other concerned person, by which our Honorable Prime Minister has emphasized to implement our new education policy, and this education should be job-oriented, skill-oriented. There will be no problem to generate the employment. So this type of analytic, if it is been done regularly, so this will be very useful for our youth, for our nation. And we hope this new education policy will give a lot of strength to our youth and building our nation more and more stronger.
President Ramnath Kovind praised the IIM Nagpur's role of a regional innovation organizer and said the institute will work as a business incubator and help the industries in the region to realize the dream of Atmanirbhar Bharat. It will provide services of innovation and entrepreneurship, he added. He was speaking while inaugurating the new permanent and expanded campus of Indian Institute of Management, IIM in Mihan area of Nagpur today.
Education institutes are not just mere places of learning. It is a place which polishes the inner and sometimes even hidden talents in each one of us. The curriculum gives us the occasion to introspect within ourselves the purpose, the ambition, and hence fulfill our dreams. We are living in an era where innovation and entrepreneurship are appreciated and encouraged. The stories of various unicorns or startups which have been slated to be worth more than 1 billion have scripted new history. It has opened new avenues as new sectors are coming under the loop of business enterprises.
The President said that the present ecosystem at IIM Nagpur will promote among the students a mindset of becoming job creators instead of being job seekers.
Both innovation and entrepreneurship have the ability to not just ease out our lives through technology, but can also provide employment opportunities to many people. I am sure that the ecosystem at IIM Nagpur will provide among the students the mindset of becoming job creators instead of being job seekers. What requires is a spark from bright minds like you to bring these together.
The President appreciated the initiative of IIM Nagpur of establishing the Foundation for Entrepreneurship Development, INFED, along with 7 centers of excellence by IIM Nagpur. He informed that INFED successfully enabled women entrepreneurs to graduate from Women's Startup Program and eventually launching 6 enterprises for them. Speaking on the occasion, Union Minister Nitin Gadkari said the dream of making Nagpur an educational, medical and logistics hub is being realized. IIM should help in taking Nagpur to international levels and it should coordinate with industries in Vidarbha, he added. Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan suggested IIM Nagpur to be instrumental in adopting deprived schools in Vidarbha and take lead in transforming such institutes by capacity building activities carried with the help of IIM students and faculties.
The government has said that the National Eligibility cum Entrance Test for Postgraduate NEET PG 2022 has not been postponed and will be held as scheduled on the 21st of May. Press Information Bureau has termed the notice issued in the name of the National Board of Examinations, claiming that the NEET PG exam has been postponed as fake. It said no such notice has been issued by the board. The National Board of Examinations in Medical Sciences, NBEMS, has warned against spoofed notices issued in its name. It has advised the candidates not to be misled by such unverified notices and cross-check any information regarding NBEMS on its official website. The centre has defended the sedition law and requested the Supreme Court to reject the pleas challenging it. A 3-judge bench led by Chief Justice N.V. Ramanna and also comprising Justices Suryakant and Hima Kohli is hearing a batch of pleas challenging the constitutional validity of the law on sedition. In an affidavit filed before the court, the centre said a 3-judge bench cannot examine its validity and the matter should be referred to a larger bench. The government said the judgment of a constitution bench in the Kedarnath versus State of Bihar case is binding and does not require reconsideration.
Punjab and Haryana High Court last night stayed the arrest of BJP leader Tajinder Pal Singh Bagga after a local court in Mohali issued an arrest warrant against him. During an urgent hearing late last night, Justice Anup Chitkara stayed the arrest of the BJP leader till the 10th of May, the next date of hearing. Earlier yesterday, a Mohali judicial magistrate ordered the Punjab Police's cybercrime cell to arrest Mr. Bagga and produce him before the court. The court fixed the 23rd of May as the next date of hearing, but the High Court said no coercive action could be taken against the BJP leader till the 10th of May. The move came a day after Mr. Bagga was arrested by the Punjab Police in connection with a case regarding provocative statements and criminal intimidation, but was taken back to the national capital by the Delhi Police after the Haryana Police stopped the Punjab Police team midway in Kurukshetra. Jammu and Kashmir State Investigation Agency has carried out searches at 19 premises across Kashmir Valley to prevent misuse of SIM cards by terrorists and their fraudulent sale by telecom vendors. The searches comes in the face of increasing misuse of SIM cards by terrorists, their overground workers, narcotic smugglers and other criminals. The official said the agency has lodged 11 FIRs in this regard. A majority of the premises searched belonged to the point-of-sale vendors who sold these SIM cards in violation of the telecom regulations and in a manner that amounts to forgery and cheating. The official said in 3 cases, preliminary evidence strongly indicated that SIM cards were procured to help terrorists in maintaining their communication with their handlers across the border and other modules inside J&K.
Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh described the development of border areas as a major part of government's comprehensive defence strategy that will bolster the security apparatus of the country. He said it will also bring about positive change in the lives of people residing in remote areas. Mr. Singh was addressing all ranks of the Border Roads Organisation BRO at an event organised in New Delhi yesterday to celebrate the 63rd Raising Day of the organisation. Mr. Singh mentioned about the recent announcement of increase of capital budget of the BRO by 40% to 3,500 crore rupees in financial year 2022-23.
किसी समाज या राष्ट्र का सोशियो इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट बहुत हद तक वहां के मार्गों से जुड़ा होता है। दिल्ली, मुंबई, चेन्नई और कलकत्ता जैसे मेट्रो सिटीज को आपस में जोड़ने वाला देश का यह सबसे बड़ा हाईवे प्रोजेक्ट आज इस देश में बड़ी संख्या में हो रही इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज का एक प्रमुख आधार है। नेशनल मास्टर प्लान ऑफ मल्टी मॉडल कनेक्टिविटी में दिखाई देती है। वैसे तो राष्ट्र के विकास पर आधारित इसके अनेक कंपोनेंट्स हैं, पर पीपुल, गुड्स और सर्विसेज के लिए सीमलेस कनेक्टिविटी इसमें एक प्रमुख कंपोनेंट है। आने वाले समय में यह निश्चित ही राष्ट्र के विकास में मास्टर स्ट्रोक प्लान साबित होगा।
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Implementation of NEP 2020 helps in achieving objectives of access, equity, inclusivity and quality in education, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi. President Ramnath Kovind says Indian Institute of Management, Nagpur will work as a business incubator to realize dream of Atmanirbhar Bharat, inaugurates expanded campus of IIM this morning. Government says the NEET PG 2022 has not been postponed and to be held as scheduled on 21st of May. Centre defends sedition law and requests Supreme Court to reject pleas challenging it. Portals of Badrinath Dham open for devotees this morning amid chanting of Vedic mantras. India Meteorological Department predicts heavy rainfall at isolated places over coastal Orissa and Andhra Pradesh from Tuesday under the influence of cyclone Asani. In tennis, Carlos Alcaraz shocks world number 1 Novak Djokovic to reach Madrid Open final. And in IPL cricket today, Sunrisers Hyderabad to take on Royal Challengers Bangalore at 3:30 p.m. at Mumbai, while Delhi Capitals clash with Chennai Super Kings at 7:30 p.m. at Navi Mumbai. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
Welcome back to the Midday News on All India Radio. The portals of Badrinath Dham were thrown open for devotees this morning with ceremonial worship. The portals were opened amid the chanting of Vedic mantras. Military band played ritual tunes on this occasion. Badrinath Shrine, located in Chamoli district of Uttarakhand, is dedicated to Lord Vishnu. The shrine has been tastefully decorated with marigold and magnolia flowers. The portals of Kedarnath Dham were opened on Friday. The Char Dham Yatra began on 3rd of this month with the opening of portals of Gangotri and Yamunotri temples on the occasion of Akshaya Tritiya. The India Meteorological Department has said the cyclonic storm Asani over the southeast Bay of Bengal moved northwestwards with a speed of 13 km per hour in the past 6 hours. Its weather bulletin says the cyclone lay centered over about 480 kilometers west-northwest of Car Nicobar, 400 km west of Port Blair, 940 kilometers southeast of Visakhapatnam and 1,000 kilometers south-southeast of Puri. As observed this morning, it is very likely to move northwestwards and intensify further into a severe cyclonic storm over East Central Bay in the next 12 hours. It is very likely to continue to move northwestwards till 10th May evening and reach west central and adjoining Northwest Bay off North Andhra Pradesh and Odisha coasts. Thereafter, it is very likely to recurve north-northeastwards and move towards Northwest Bay of Bengal off Odisha coast. Under the influence of the cyclone Asani, light to moderate rainfall at a few places with heavy rainfall at isolated places is likely over coastal Odisha and adjoining areas of north coastal Andhra Pradesh has been forecast from the 10th evening. Fishermen have been asked not to venture into the areas of influence of the weather system.
The Meteorological Department of Bangladesh has asked the maritime ports of Chittagong, Cox's Bazar, Mongla and Paira to host distant warning signal number 2 as the deep depression over Southeast Bay intensified into a cyclonic storm, Asani. The Meteorological Department in its special bulletin on Sunday morning said that the cyclone Asani is centered about 1,255 kilometers south-southwest of Chattogram Port, 1,175 kilometers south-southwest of Cox's Bazar Port, 1,250 kilometers south of Mongla Port and 1,205 kilometers south of Paira Port. It is likely to intensify further and move in a northwesterly direction. Fishermen have been advised not to venture into the sea. More than 190 crore 20 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Health Ministry said more than 17 lakh 39,000 doses were administered in the last 24 hours. During the same period, 3,451 new COVID cases were reported in the country.
And now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
वतन पे जो फिदा होगा अमर वो नौजवान होगा रहेगी जब तलक दुनिया ये अफसाना बयां होगा.
Today we remember Abad Bihari. He was a participant in revolutionary activities in Uttar Pradesh and Punjab.
He came in contact with Rash Bihari Bose and participated in a plot to throw a bomb on Viceroy Harding on the 23rd of December 1912. He also played a major role in the bomb explosion in Lawrence Garden, Lahore on the 17th of May 1913. Apart from this, he was deeply involved in writing and publishing the pamphlet Liberty to arouse nationalistic sentiments among the masses.
He was arrested in February 1914. He was charged for conspiring to kill Viceroy Harding and was also accused in bomb explosion at the Lawrence Garden, Lahore.
The brave son of the soil, Abad Bihari, was hanged in Delhi Central Jail on the 8th of May 1915. AIR News salutes the martyr.
We also remember revolutionary freedom fighter Bhai Bal Mukund. He was a cousin of another freedom fighter, Bhai Parmanand, who was a founder member of the Ghadar party.
Bhai Bal Mukund was born in 1889 in Jhelum district, now in Pakistan. His family hailed from a famous martyr of Sikh history, Bhai Matidas
from whom they attached the epithet Bhai to their names. Balmukund's interest in the national movement was aroused when he was a student. After graduation, he took the profession of teaching, but his attachment to the national movement made him an ardent nationalist.
On December the 23rd, 1912, when Lord Hardinge was marching in state through Chandni Chowk, Delhi, a bomb was thrown at him. The Viceroy received minor injuries only, but his attendant was killed. Another bomb was thrown at some Europeans at Lawrence Garden, Lahore, 5 months later, on May the 17th, 1913. Following investigations, Balmukund was arrested from Jodhpur, where he was working as a tutor of the Jodhpur Maharaja's sons.
A trial was held at Delhi after the investigations of the bombings, and Balmukund was sentenced to death. He was hanged in the Ambala Central Jail on the 8th of May, 1915. We also remember freedom fighter and writer Ramesh Chandra Jha, who was born on the 8th of May 1928. He wrote poems, ghazals, stories, novels, etc., and his works were filled with patriotism and inspiration to fight against the British. Ramesh Chandra Jha was born in 1925 in Motihari, Bihar. His father, Lakshmi Narayan Jha, was a well-known patriot and freedom fighter who fought against British rule and was arrested many times, including on the 15th of April 1917 when Mahatma Gandhi visited Champaran for the Satyagraha movement. Jha became a student leader and was dismissed from school for organizing protests against the British. He participated actively in the Quit India movement in 1942 and was jailed. While in jail, he studied Indian literature, and after independence, instead of joining politics, he chose writing as his career. Bharat Desh Hamara Hai, Jai Bharat, Jai Gandhi, Jai Bolo Hindustan Ki, Jawan Jagte Raho, Chalo Dilli, and Priyamvada are his published works. Apne aur Sapne, his non-fiction novel, is a literary journey of Champaran through which he traces the rich literary heritage of Champaran, Bihar. Ramesh Chandra Jha died on the 7th of April 1994. We salute the great nationalist writer.
It was on the 8th of May 1933 that Mahatma Gandhi began a 21-day fast to highlight the plight of country's so-called untouchable community. He described it as a religious act of self-purification rather than a political protest.
Gandhiji managed to go without food for the full 21 days, despite being warned by doctors that he would not survive. The fast was the start of a movement to spread awareness among the masses to eradicate the social evil of untouchability and thus unify the people of India to fight against the British.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Two terrorists have been gunned down by security forces in an encounter at Chia in Devsar area of South Kashmir's Kulgam district in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. One of the slain terrorists is identified as Haider, who was a Pakistani and was associated with the proscribed Lashkar-e-Toiba terror outfit. Incriminating materials, including arms and ammunition, have been recovered from the possession of the slain terrorists. All India Radio News has launched a new weekly interactive program, Abhyas, for competitive examinations. It is aimed at reaching out to students and job seekers preparing for competitive examinations. The program is in Hindi and is broadcasted every Saturday between 9:30 to 10 p.m. The 6th episode of Abhyas will be on air on 100.1 FM Gold at 9:30 p.m. today. The topic for this episode is Public Administration. Dr. Suresh Mishra, Professor at Indian Institute of Public Administration, will be responding to the queries of the aspirants. You can access it on Twitter @AIR News Alerts or on AIR News official YouTube channel and also on the News on AIR app.
Today is World Red Cross Day. The day is observed on this day every year to celebrate the good work that the Red Cross movement does around the world. The objective is also to pay tribute to the volunteers for their unprecedented contribution to the people in need. This day also marks the birth anniversary of Henri Dunant, the founder of International Committee of the Red Cross. On the occasion, Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia has asked people to join hands to serve the humanity and do their bit to alleviate human suffering. World Thalassemia Day is being observed today. The day is celebrated every year on 8th May to honor the struggles of patients suffering from thalassemia as well as to make people aware of the disease and its symptoms. Thalassemia is an inherited blood disorder in which the body fails to create enough hemoglobin. In Thomas and Uber Cup badminton tournament in Bangkok, Thailand, Indian men's team began its campaign in an emphatic manner, thrashing Germany 5-0 today. World Championships bronze medalist Lakshya Sen started the proceeding with an easy 21-16, 21-13 win over world number 64 Max Wiskirchen. The doubles pair of Satvik Sairaj Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty had to dig deep as they were stretched to a three-gamer by Jones Ralphie Jensen and Marvin Searle. But the Indians managed to prevail 21-15, 10-21, 21-13 in the match lasting close to an hour. World number 11, Kidambi Srikanth, then eked out a 18-21, 21-9, 21-11 win over Kai Schiffer after a sluggish start to give India an unassailable 3-0 lead in the Group C tie. Later in the day, the Indian women's team will open its campaign against Canada in Group D. While the Thomas Cup is the World Badminton Team Championship for men, the Uber Cup is for women. Both championships will have 16 teams, each divided into 4 groups.
Rising Spanish tennis player Carlos Alcaraz shocked world number 1 Novak Djokovic in a 3-set thriller to reach the Madrid Open final yesterday. Claiming his first ever win over a reigning world number 1, the 19-year-old Spaniard overcame Djokovic in the men's singles semi-final. He will now face German defending champion Alexander Zverev or Greek 4th seed Stefanos Tsitsipas in today's final.
In IPL cricket, Sunrisers Hyderabad will take on Royal Challengers Bangalore at 3:30 p.m. at Mumbai, while Delhi Capitals will play against Chennai Super Kings at 7:30 p.m. at Navi Mumbai. Last night, Lucknow Super Giants defeated Kolkata Knight Riders by 75 runs at Pune.
And now let us take a look at the weather update for the day. Srinagar and Jammu are likely to have mainly clear sky. Leh and Gilgit and Muzaffarabad are likely to have partly cloudy sky. National capital Delhi is expected to have mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature was 25 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 41 degrees. Mumbai is also expected to have mainly clear sky. Chennai is likely to have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Kolkata is expected to have partly cloudy sky with the possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. Visakhapatnam and Bengaluru are expected to have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Tiruvananthapuram and Hyderabad are expected to have partly cloudy sky with the possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. Puducherry is likely to have thunderstorm with rain. Guwahati, Imphal, Shillong, Aizawl, Kohima and Itanagar, Gangtok and Agartala are expected to have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Implementation of NEP 2020 helps in achieving objectives of access, equity, inclusivity and quality in education, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi. President Ramnath Kovind says Indian Institute of Management, Nagpur, will work as a business incubator to realize dream of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Inaugurates expanded campus of IIM this morning. Government says the NEET PG 2022 has not been postponed and to be held as scheduled on 21st of May. Centre defends sedition law and requests Supreme Court to reject pleas challenging it. Portals of Badrinath Dham open for devotees this morning amid chanting of Vedic mantras. India Meteorological Department predicts heavy rainfall at isolated places over coastal Odisha and Andhra Pradesh from Tuesday under the influence of cyclone Asani. In tennis, Carlos Alcaraz shocks world number 1 Novak Djokovic to reach Madrid Open final. In badminton, Indian men thrashed Germany 5-0 in Thomas and Uber Cup tournament in Bangkok. Indian women to open campaign against Canada in Group D later in the day. And in IPL cricket today, Sunrisers Hyderabad to take on Royal Challengers Bangalore at 3:30 p.m. at Mumbai, while Delhi Capitals clash with Chennai Super Kings at 7:30 p.m. at Navi Mumbai. And with that, we end the midday news.